Hey guys, so today we are going to be designing the trophy. So we'll have two different types here. We're going to be designing the one on the left because the one on the right is pretty self-explanatory. It's just two cylinders, but the one on the left is a little different. So I'm just going to pull up Tinkercad. Going to click Create New Design. Alright, so of course, like always, I'm going to change my edit grid. I'm going to turn my units to inches. I'm going to click Update Grid. So now we're going to start from the base. So the base is going to be a box. So I'm going to drag out a box, and I'm going to make my length and my width both, I'm going to make them both 3 inches. So my length is going to be 3, my width is going to be 3. After I do that, I'm going to drag out a shape called a roof. And with the roof, I'm going to click on my right view. I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees so it's facing the top. Then I'm going to rotate it 45 degrees from the top. So 45. Alright, once I do that, I'm going to turn this to a hole. I'm also going to go back and align it to the middle of the cube. Now I'm going to select both the cube and the roof. I'm going to click align. I'm going to click on the cube again and align it to this corner. So after I do that, I'm going to click on the roof, click duplicate, move that out, and I'm going to rotate it 45, sorry, not 45 degrees, 90 degrees. After I do that, I'm going to select both this roof and the cube. I'm going to align it to the top corner. Keep in mind, after every time I click align, I'm clicking on the cube again. Next, I'm going to click on the roof again. I'm going to click duplicate, move this out. I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees again for the bottom portion. I'm going to select both the cube and the roof that we just dragged out. Click align, click on the cube again, and align it to the corner, so these two. On the last corner, Control D, duplicate, rotate this yet again, 90, select the cube and the roof, click align, click on the cube again, and align it to this corner. Now all we have to do is select everything and click group. Alright, once we click group, we can turn the height to 0.25, and I'm going to click on this and click Control D, and I'm going to move the second one up. And the second one, the height is going to be 0.75. And the width is going to be 2.5, as well as the length. So the length and the width are going to be 2.5. Then I'm going to select everything, press align, click on the bottom one again, and align it to the center. Oops, I didn't finish aligning it. So select everything, align to the center. Alright, so now if we go back to our previous design, see we start making the trophy now. So now I'm going to click on work plane. I'm going to select the top. So it's like this, it's on the top. I'm going to click on cylinder. And I'm going to make this cylinder 2.25 inches by 2.25. And that might actually be a little too big, so I think I'm going to make it 2 inches by 2 inches. I'm going to turn on my sides to max and my segments to max. I'm going to make the height 0.125. Then I'm going to select my cylinder, and I'm going to select the base. I'm going to click align. I'm going to click on the base again. I'm going to align it to the center. Alright, now I'm going to click on work plane again and click on the top of the cylinder. I'm going to drag out a cone. So with the cone, I'm going to make my width 2 and my length 2. And my height, I'm going to make it, let's try 1.75. And then on the right here, it has a setting called top radius. So I'm going to make this 0.12. Alright, now I'm going to hold this, select this, and I'm going to select the cylinder we have on the bottom. I'm going to click align, click on the cylinder again, and align it to the center. Alright, so now I'm going to click on work plane again, click on the top of the cone. I'm going to drag out a cylinder, and I'm going to make the cylinder 0.625, sorry, 0.625 by 0.625, and I'm going to make the height is going to be 0.125. Then I'm going to select both the cylinder and the cone. I'm going to click align, click on the cone again, and align it to the center. Alright, so now I'm going to click on the cylinder, change some of my settings, make this max, this max. I'm going to press Ctrl D, move this up 1/4 of an inch, so 0.25, and it should snap. I'm going to change the width and the length. So the width is going to be 1, and the length is also going to be 1. I'm going to hold this and shift and hold the cylinder. Sorry, not the cylinder, the cone. I'm going to click align, click on the cone again, and align it to the center. Next, I'm going to click on this cylinder we have at the bottom, press Ctrl D, and move it 0.25 inches, so 0.25 inches, and it should snap as well. Now I'm going to change all of my colors to what I want it to be, and actually before I do that, I'm going to click on work plane and click anywhere on my workspace. I'm going to change all my colors and make the trophy itself yellow and the base brown. Alright, we're almost done here, so all we have to do next is add the cup and add the handles. So in order to add the cup, I'm going to scroll down on my right, I'm going to bring out a shape called the paraboloid. So after I bring that out, I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees, and actually there's an easier way to do that. I can just click on this, click up here, click mirror, and then click on this arrow, and now it flips it. Next, I'm going to change the height, so I'm thinking I'm going to make it 3 inches tall, and for the width, I think I'm going to do 2. Let's look at 2 first. So that looks about good, maybe a little more, 2.25. That looks fine. Next, I'm going to combine everything I have on my left. Press combine. Make it multicolored. Look at the height. So it's 3 inches and 3.25. So 3 1/4 of an inch. So I'm going to click on my paraboloid. I'm going to move it up and then type in 3.25. And then I'm going to select both my objects, click align, click on the base again, and I'm going to center it. After I do that, I'm going to move this down a tiny bit. So I move mine down 0.25. Then I'm going to change the color of this. I'm going to click on the cup again, press Ctrl D, and turn this to a hole, and then turn my units to 2 inches by 2 inches. Then once I do that, I'm going to click on the hold shift, click on the cup, align, click on the cup again, and then center it. Alright, once I do that, all that is left is the tube, or the handles. So I'm going to drag out a tube here, and I'm going to change my dimensions. So I'm just going to freestyle on this one. So nothing fancy. I'm going to change my wall thickness to 0.06. And my height is going to be 0.25. Just going to change some of my settings here to be max. Alright, that looks good. Next, I'm going to click on my right view, rotate it 90 degrees, and then I'm going to shift, hold this, and then hold the cup or any of the objects on the left. I'm going to click align, click on the cup again, and I'm going to align it to the center, just the center. And then we're going to manually move it up. We're going to move it up using the arrow, and I think I'm going to change some of my dimensions here. Just going to move it, and then now it's just to position it however you feel. So I'm going to rotate mine. Move it up. Rotate maybe a little bit more. That looks good. Then I'm going to press Control D, and then I'm going to click mirror, and I'm going to mirror it left and right. So it should flip on that axis. Then I'm going to hold the object that I just mirrored. I'm going to move it to the left and try to position it best as I can. And then I'm going to turn my both my handles to yellow. Then I'm going to select everything and press group. And once you press group, you should be able to have your trophy there. And you can always go and add some font or add some text here at the bottom by clicking work plane and writing whatever you want. So have fun with it and try to customize it as best as you can.